I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set it. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Jimmer looked like he had seen his
Welcome
for the first time in a while
to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. I don't know what that was. I don't know what you were doing. That if that's the jump shot you're bringing to the fucking table.
Anytime you guys want to get shown up, I'm fine.
Dude, I may outshoot you and then dunk
I don't.
on you.
There's not much going on tomorrow morning. You guys want to pop up?
I don't know if you saw what I just tossed into that garbage can.
You missed by a mile. It's still sitting down there.
Did you see that? Looked like Steph when he turned around. One of the 5 or 6 times in the All-Star game. Okay,
and from half court, yeah,
perfect.
but except for he made his.
Correct.
Where
do you think he learned, son?
You did not make it. It's on the floor.
You think he says Kobe every time he
throws
does it up?
He does until he started coming around to like Curry. Kobe ain't not looking at the shot while it's mid-flight, so that's definitely Curry.
That's true. Kobe's trying to go for that rebound because he missed a lot. Okay,
Right.
We love Kobe, but he missed plenty.
That
right?
he did.
Well, yeah, I'm back tonight, guys.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good night.
Did any you were informed that was your last personal day?
That's what I heard.
Of
but
the year.
There's this. I think there's some kind of government stuff going on to where if I think that I am sick, I think I'll be good to go for up to 8 months out of the year.
Holy wow! What?
So whatever we need to do.
Is that legit? Are you joking around right now?
No, I'm
slightly misinformed.
I'm not misinformed, but I might be making shit up to get out of work.
Okay. I got you.
That's all I'm saying. And people don't do that these days. I understand.
No,
but,
it's all truthful.
You know. But, yeah, we've got some fun shit tonight. We've got hilarious, makes sense if you don't think about it, coming your way. We've got Rio's randoms. And I don't know. I love listening to you guys when you talk about that shit. Just you two on the podcast. It always cracks me up. And then, obviously, we've got news and notes from around the sports world. So, Jimmy, I'll kick it over to you, baby.
Yes, sir. Phil Mickelson offers apology for Super Golf League comments. We'll focus on the best interests of golf. Mickelson caused an uproar last week when author Alan Shipnuck released an excerpt from his upcoming unauthorized biography of the 6-time major champ. In the excerpt, published on Fire Pit Collective website, Mickelson described the Saudis as scary, but said he was looking past their controversial history of human rights violations to gain leverage with the PGA Tour. He has lost his longtime sponsor, KPMG, after those Saudi comments. Mind you, I don't know what the hell KPMG is, but I do know them, that they're on his hat. That has been on there forever. So that is no longer a thing.
What a shame.
So his comments, Danny, what do you got?
Well, you can't comment about anything anymore, man. You can't give your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lose money. You're going to potentially be murdered by the folks over in Saudi Arabia, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that happen before. Mm-hmm. If you remember that journalist that got chopped into pieces.
Oh, yeah.
And Phil just didn't want to fall into that boat, okay?
Mm.
So he likes his life. He likes golfing. So he apologized. No big deal, right?
Are you going the other way? Because he's apologizing for... I'm confused right now. You're messing with my emotions. What is that? I'm confused by your tactics, sir.
Yeah.
His comments were...
His comments didn't seem that bad to me.
Right. No. What I'm saying is his comment isn't a comment. It was because he's like, yeah, even though they have a bad history with human beings and civil rights and everything like that, I'm still going to invest my money over here. That's where the problem is. That I actually do, and I'm not a guy that like cares about like if you want to say your shit, say your shit. Appreciate you. But this one is really ridiculous. I'm like, just so you can get a few extra bucks, you're gonna put your morals and everything that builds you aside. What? Just to get back at the PGA Tour to leverage what? You know how much money like the last place person in that gets. Like, come on, dude. It isn't like you guys are getting ripped off. It isn't the UFC here.
Yeah, I guess
big shots.
Big shots.
Right, I am.
Body shot, dude. That's a liver.
I'm
That's a
taking
liver
body
punch.
shots right there. It isn't like
Yeah.
nowhere near it, and they're getting their face pummeled. You're hitting a goddamn golf ball, and last place person gets like $187,000.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that the PGA Tour has been so rough to everybody that's ever played that you're willing to pump your money and your investments and all that shit into the Saudi one when they have a huge questionable ass background? That'd be like going like I'm anti this China shit, right? So I haven't watched any part of the Olympics. I'm not gonna back a country that is the way that they're the way they act, and it's okay. They can intimidate or make you disappear for a little bit and then brainwash you, come back and no, everything's good.
That's not brainwashing. That's waterboarding.
Yeah, waterboarding. Yeah, like I was inch for my life, right?
Tomato.
You know, me and Rio were told once, I don't want to die. I just want to feel like I'm dying.
Jesus.
Dink and flicka, baby.
Dink and flicka.
Dink and flicka.
So you got big egg roll. But my point is that this may be even a touch worse than even that. Like you just referred to a dude getting pieced up and all this shit, and then you know what? It's really bad over here, and it's not very good, and it's scary. But you know what? That's how I took it. And then he wants to backtrack, and he wants to blame it on this Allen dude because he said that he said off the record, and this Allen guy. It's like, no, in no way, shape, or form did he ever say any part of our conversation was off the record.
Yeah, see, when I read that.
And then you could have sued, too, because you've already lost a couple sponsors. This is this major one, but you lost sponsors. So if it was legit, you'd already have a lawsuit against him.
Yeah, see, what happened was when I read that, I read it different than what you're saying.
Okay.
So I thought he was talking shit the first time, and then he backtracked, but that's not actually what happened.
No.
So that's where I was coming from on
Yeah.
that. Like, he doesn't want to get pieced up, but I'm misinformed on that. So, okay.
Yeah, it's I take it completely the other way because he's okay with pumping his money because the Saudi league is trying to pay like all these golfers a ridiculous amount of money to come over there and pull away from PGA.
Yeah.
Who's it? Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah, just went over there.
Now, well, he says he's not going.
Oh, now he says he's not going.
He says he's not going.
Okay.
So, but I don't know if that's also part of this too. But you're gonna sit there and say this, that, and the other. But it's humanity too. At the end of the day, it's versus a sport. So,
Yep.
like I said, I'm all about everyone's personal opinion. I would never be like, hey, shut him the fuck off, aka cancel culture. But when I was like, in this particular case, I'm like, dude, you're literally showing that money is way more important than humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mine. And you're acting at the PGA Tour is like it's like a goddamn slave ownership. Like, dude, the last place person gets like $187,000 or some shit like that. In any given tournament. I'm not even talking about the major ones.
Right.
I'm like, oh, it looks like you guys are really deprived. Come on.
Got a tough life. They have to walk, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Believe that?
shit.
Yeah, it's horse shit, right? All right. Austin Cindric, who is 23 years old, holds off Bubba Wallace to win the Daytona 500 on team owner Roger Penske's 85th birthday. He's the second youngest Daytona 500 winner behind Trevor Bayne, who was 20 years old in one day when he won the race in 2011.
Yes. I saw this, and this was awesome. But I was more drawn to something said after the race.
What was that, Rio?
The interviewer went up to this guy, and he's like...
just a normal fan, right?
Just a normal fan out there as they're on the track, and, they're going to go sign the racing line or whatever, the starting line. They're like, are you going to go sign it? He's like, hell yeah, I am. He's like, what are you going to put on that? Fuck Joe Biden.
You know what I'm going to put.
No.
That's backpedaling. That's the problem with going live. Sometimes you run into stuff like that. Hold on,
man.
So I think they kind of knew that was going to happen. Not that they know he was going to say it.
Yeah.
But you also went up to a dude that was wearing a Trump hat.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right? Like, gee, I wonder what he's going to put.
Dude, racing has put out so much good shit over the last
yes.
year, right?
Oh, they have.
There's another saying out there that came from a racing event too, Jimmer. Do you know? Can you recall?
Yeah, I do believe it's called Let's Go Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Okay.
Wonderful song.
I think that's the reason why that dude probably said it as blunt as he did, so that the commentator can't say, because she's the one that turned it into that, right?
Oh, yeah, they're saying,
Yeah.
let's go, Brandon.
No, he made a point blank period. I don't know how the hell you're going to swing that one around. Fuck Joe Camel. That's what he said. yeah, down with them cigarette companies. A Kobe Bryant card was sold privately last week for $2 million.
Hoof.
PWCC Marketplace announced Tuesday, the highest a Kobe Bryant card has ever brought in. The sale is notable in that the card, a 1997-98 Metal Universe Precious Metal Gems Emerald, is not a rookie card, nor does it boast an autograph or game-used memorabilia on it. And it still pulled $2 million. So let me go ahead and give you a very depressing moment in my household. When from the age of, from 3rd grade to probably 7th, somewhere in that ballpark, I collected a lot of cards. I had a boatload of Michael Jordan because that was my guy. I have a bunch of them. And once that dude keels over, I'm going to be a millionaire because I do have some fucking rare ones. I don't have the patented rookie one. I don't have the couple metal ones that went for like $350,000 and he's still alive. But I have some damn good ones. Regardless, I have a bunch of rookies from right around there that are all now in the Hall of Fame. As in, like, I have the Tim Duncans and the KG, the Tracy McGrady, and Kobe Bryant.
That's funny.
Now, I went and gave a bunch of my cards, not my Jordans, but I gave a bunch of my cards to my boys because they started collecting cards a couple years back now.
Yep.
And they've been taking relatively good care of them, especially my oldest definitely does, right? I come home after seeing this article, I'm like, I need to find that one card. I have not this card, it isn't this one, but as soon as I read that this had no autograph on it, wasn't even the rookie card, it wasn't this, I'm like, fuck me, I have one that is a rookie card. It isn't like, you know how like every year they have the rookie card? This isn't the rookie card, but it is a damn nice one, right? I know I have it. I'm sitting there searching through my book, and it's only Jordan. I'm like, man, I might have had a day drinking moment where I gave my kids a bunch of cards. I have them bring down their binders. Now, they have a lot of the sleeves, and they have some of those other players I just told you. No Kobe.
What the hell?
I'm like, where the fuck is the Kobe card? And neither one of them know exactly. They're like, we don't know what you're talking about. We didn't have it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's either in my binder, because I just don't like, I sit there and play with my cards all the time. I bring them out very rarely.
No, you play with something else these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about when I stopped trading or getting basketball cards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
about that same time. Weird, coincides, right? But we're sitting there searching this morning everywhere. Cannot find this damn, because I had one in particular. I have two, but I have one that was like, that is the one that could go for something. I'm not saying 2 million, but anything at five plus digits, I'm gonna start getting a little.
3 Gig Sports is getting an upgrade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sports.
I was getting excited. You know, I was like, you know what? If that went for that, I have one that isn't quite as sexy, but I'll sell it to you for a cool mill.
Yeah.
Half that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Looking for this damn thing. Cannot find this fucking card. Evidently, we also had kids over. I'm like, I'm about to start going to parents' kids' house and start wrecking some shit, you know, like, because they said, well, Quentin was looking through all of his cards with one of his buddies. I'm like, I kept asking him, I'm like, you didn't trade that card, did you? You didn't rip it up or anything? Because when I gave him to him was before Kobe died. So, and we weren't really a Kobe household either. But I'm like, you never, no matter if you don't like someone or whatever, you still don't rip up something like that. Like anyone that burns Carhartt because after you bought it doesn't make too much sense, even though I might not support their call. But something like that, I'm like, you don't ever rip it up because somebody will want that. Right? Still can't find it. And they claim up and down they didn't trade it to nobody and that they didn't rip it up. But we're going to go through what we like to call a house cleansing party well before I move. I wasn't planning on until later, but that's going to come a hell of a lot sooner.
Okay.
Here's the deal. Rio and I are going to come over and help. It's finders keepers, right? I
No,
know you guys play that in your house.
Not how it works, but
You play that in
I'll
your house.
split it with you, baby.
That's right.
but I'll
Right.
put in 30% directly into 3 gig
35.
donation. 30.
35.
30.
40.
40.
What? It's going up. Hold on. We'll talk. If it's 6 digits, we'll definitely talk.
You know, I saw this and it got me thinking because I do have a dirt card that's signed, a rookie card, and I have a unsigned rookie card of Jason Kidd. And then I know I got some worthless ones of Tim Duncan. It's a paper kind that I got of his. The dirt card is in an actual glass case. I have it in a glass case. But he just retired, so not worth that much yet.
I got all kinds of little stuff like that, but we moved over the years and you don't pay attention. I have a foiled Oscar Robertson card.
Oh, there you go.
Don't know where the hell that's in, but it's in a hard case, like a screwed in hard case.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of stuff, but that one right there, I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
That draws your attention, but I'm like, I have something not quite like that one, but hold on. If you're gonna give me like $850,000, we'll go ahead and have the conversation right now. I hand it over. I don't care how much bigger it gets or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, I take it right now, but go through the house. I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? And I found every other card that I possibly could remember that I had in my binder that I'd given to him. Every single one. I have all the KD or KG ones, all those.
Oh, nice.
So I have all kinds of stuff once but no, it's got to be the legend that just had a helicopter crash. So
see, I'm waiting for Jason Kidd. He's going to get like a billion wins as a coach and then retire and go Hall of Fame. And I've got a hat with the signature on it, and they only made like 2,000 of it. And it's an old school logo back when he was drafted.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And his signature on it, and it's like 500 something out of 2,000 that were made.
Okay.
So,
Hell yeah.
cool.
So there's my sad moment.
You guys both mentioned Tim Duncan there.
Yep.
We noticed this the other night. Tim Duncan has aged dramatically after he retired. Have you noticed that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They did the top 75, and I think when
the halftime show, the All-Star
it was forwards, right?
Yep.
So we were watching, and Tim Duncan gets popped up, and he looks rough, bro.
Old as shit.
Rough. Scottie Pippen comes up. I'm like, how the fuck do you look younger than Tim Duncan? Tim Duncan looks bad, man. Yeah, I could not believe it.
Oh, gray everywhere. And hair fully gray almost.
Yeah, he's got the dreads or whatever, and they just look like shit. I'm just like, man, that's not what I pictured you going into retirement, man. But, fuck.
Well, Pippen's going to go downhill shortly after his wife is caught, cheating on.
Again.
Again.
And after MJ stops carrying him because he's pissed off or whatever. Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, you didn't hear about that? Like Scotty talking all that yang?
I did.
Scotty has to keep himself in the news.
Yeah, got to.
Yeah,
that's he's got to.
Right. Good. Yeah. Good news.
Former MLB outfielder Josh Hamilton pleaded guilty Tuesday to unlawful restraint under a plea deal that dismisses a 2020 felony indictment for injury to a child arising from an altercation with his teenage daughter.
Oh, shit.
State District Judge Mike Thomas sentenced Hamilton to 1 year of deferred probation, fined him $500, and ordered him to pay court costs, do community service, and attend parenting/anger management classes. Thomas ordered him not to consume alcohol, be subject to random urine drug tests, and have no contact with the daughter he restrained. If he satisfies the probation's requirements, the charge will be dismissed. Did not know about this, actually. I was like, whoa.
I heard about it a long time ago just because I do keep up with the Ranger news. Man, the Rangers were unstoppable back when him and Ron Washington, they were just letting him do that those nose beers all the time.
Are you talking about the recreational cocaine?
The recreational cocaine.
They had
correct.
Nose beers. I love
nose
that
beers.
shit.
Yeah, they did it. They had it wasn't just Gatorades in the fridge down in the clubhouse there.
No, definitely not.
There
and
was
the Rangers
already chopped up lines.
Back-to-back World Series appearances. And but yeah, the better days we're not ahead, and now obviously out of the league and just a gradual decline. But it's a shame. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully, it sounds like he's got a chance to make it all right, I guess.
Yep. Or put one foot in front of the other.
Sure.
At least, yeah.
Right.
But basically, was the judge kind of a baseball fan, though? Because it was a felony indictment. Mm-hmm. All the way down to a $500 fine and like a year's or whatever I told you, 2 year. Just make sure you mind your P's and Q's and it disappears altogether.
Yeah, because you said it was deferred, right?
Yeah.
So
it'll be. It says the charges will be dismissed.
Yeah.
So not even deferred. Deferred still shows up.
It still shows, yeah. Yep.
Even though they say it won't, it'll still show up.
Yeah.
Dismissed, gone.
Yeah, I guess I don't know much of the story, so I'm gonna kind of leave it at that.
Yeah, because I don't know. Maybe it was a little taken out of context. Maybe it was a bratty teenager going too far.
And that's the thing. These days, kids, and I agree, there are parents that go over the line, but these days kids
go over the line, though,
can go over the line and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I've heard of kids. I talk with people in the counseling business and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, kids will be like, oh, you want to discipline me for any little thing? I'm going to call CPS on you for no reason. Just say whatever I want. Mm-hmm. And sometimes absolutely gets the parents to back down. Mm-hmm. Not a good thing, obviously. So
not back down. The moment that ever gets thrown in my face, I'm like, I'll give you.
Not you. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. I'm telling you what my opinion is. I will literally get rid of you right then because I'm not gonna go through that bullshit. You're either gonna get corrected or if you don't want to get corrected, you can have some go live in the system. Because I'm not going to deal with that shit.
I think we're all on board with it. From what I've heard, it does go like that in some cases, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
And that sucks. I guess I'll just kind of leave it at that, not knowing the whole story, but hopefully he gets it all figured out and straightened out.
Straightened up.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. The judge could have been a baseball fan, or he could have been like, there's not enough here to really do much, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Day 2 of in-person meetings Tuesday between MLB and MLBPA once again produced little progress toward a new CBA. While the league actually viewed the negotiations as a step back, I kind of said that the wrong way. But, yeah, they viewed it as a step back. The union cut down on the proposal for players to enter arbitration after 2 years from 80% of players to 75%, but countered by asking for more in its minimum salary structure. Instead of minimum salary raises of $25,000, the union asked for $30,000 each for each year of the deal. So you gave 5% to go ahead and ask for more money anyways. So like there's not much. That also leads into another one that just came across, and that is MLB owners say season to be shortened if no labor deal reached by Monday.
Yeah, I did see that come across too. It's going to be have to be give and take. You know, it sounded like it was a lot of just take. And yeah, that'd be great in a different world, but in what we live in and how it's set up right now, that's impossible.
Yep.
So they got to find something to get them closer, which you still make the owners happy.
They're so far apart. This shit's not going to happen anytime soon.
No.
The season's going to be delayed, and we'll see. There has to be, at some point in the next couple weeks, there has to be a dramatic difference in where these two sides are at.
Does your number change after seeing all this?
My number was way different than yours. So
yeah.
No,
what was yours again?
What did I say? I think they're going to play about 100 games this year.
Okay.
Is what I said.
So you're still sticking to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Mine's changing. If it's going to be like that right there, like
Right.
you changed but you didn't. So you're making it look like you negotiated, but you really didn't. Like you took something down to take something else back up. Like you didn't even leave the one there. So that's not negotiating.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that the owners want,
I'm not even rooting for the
rid of
owners.
arbitration.
Right.
But they sort of changed it, but not. Where were the owners? 30% or whatever.
They don't know. No. They didn't. It was. I think it was at 22, and then they
okay.
wanted to go up to 30. And I'm like, arbitration. They will not. Owners will not go up in arbitration numbers because they hate arbitration anyways.
Yeah. So just that alone, you're talking about more than doubling.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, Jesus.
Yeah. Nowhere near. And I think what I tell you, I thought they were gonna miss at most 30 games.
20,
Is that
30,
what I said?
20, 30,
games?
somewhere
Yeah.
there. Yep.
They need.
I could see right around your number. I'm getting close to that because it doesn't look like they're going anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
Now the MLB's already putting the pressure on them now, or they think they are, by saying we're automatically going to shorten the season if we don't have a deal by Monday. Well, you're nowhere close to a deal. All of a sudden, you think the players going to be like, okay, caught our balk. We'll come back to the table and we'll be like, this is what we'll go right to what you're. That isn't how it's going to work. They'll be like, all right, you think you're going to strong arm us? You're not going to make money either. So shortened season means less games that you're going to get paid too.
Well, it is interesting. You said Monday, so what's that? The 27th, something like that. Originally, the owners said 25th, so they're given a couple extra days, maybe hope and prayer, Hail Mary. I don't know, but so it's interesting that they did change that. But
yeah. So I was gonna read this one directly off my phone here. It says Aikman could be a Monday Night Football analyst. The Hall of Famer is close to leaving Fox Sports for ESPN's Monday Night Football broadcast. Fuck me.
yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Not interested.
I'm not an Aikman. I'm sorry. I know that's your quarterback and all, but and this is even hatred. I just don't like listening to him or Joe Buck.
Yeah.
And
they're not great.
and they're not good. And now you got like Monday Night Football started. I felt like they're starting to get a little more correct. Their voice is starting to come through. I mean, it's not quite the same as Gruden when Gruden was there, but it was starting to have its own voice. You bring this guy in, I'm like, God damn it, stop. I was hoping it would say he was retiring from the booth.
Yeah. I saw.
I'm
that.
like, for the love of God, yeah, appreciate you. No, I've seen that. I'm like, God damn it. Granted, it's only one game. Well, yeah. Maybe they'll stop putting America's Game of the Week as the Cowboys game every
No, that
single
won't
week
change.
on that afternoon slot without him
Yeah.
there?
Everybody likes to either root for him or hate for him.
Yeah.
Hate on him, so not happening.
You can only hope.
Hey, 28th. So MLB, that one's on here. It just came on here too. So it's the 28th.
28th. Yeah.
So
see,
you said you were thinking the 25th,
That-
and that
no,
means the
that's what they
extension. Yeah.
said. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know. No, I'm
Yeah.
agreeing with you. So
Okay.
even more technically, it's
Yep.
even one more day. So you were thinking 27th. But
Yeah.
It says 28th. A deadline is a deadline, is what it says.
Yeah, that's fucking.
This isn't good. That ain't going anywhere. I'm sorry. Not yet.
Well, it'll be interesting because depending on what happens, so we're just thinking about this Troy Aikman thing with the Rams and even with Sean Payton, there's going to be a lot of money thrown at those two guys, at McVay and Sean Payton, to potentially come up and do something. I saw some crazy
Did you
numbers
see that
about
one?
McVay. Yeah.
15 mil?
Yeah.
Is that the one you
Tw-
saw?
I saw 22.
I saw 15.
I saw
but-
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're not getting that as a coach in 1 year span.
You're not.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like they're okay. I'm done. I'm walking out as a champ, and I get to make $15 million a year. Up, not having to stress.
Yeah, let me talk to Aaron. Hey, Aaron, you think you're going to retire maybe? Maybe? Okay. All right, me too. All right. I'm out. Fuck.
Yeah.
He can kind of hide under his a little bit.
Right,
So it doesn't
right.
look as
He's
bad.
leaving, so we're all just going to bail.
Oh, dude,
Fuck.
the Rams will fall apart in a heartbeat. They just
yes.
lost even their offensive coordinator up to Minnesota. They lost a couple of their coaches going over there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you lose your head coach to the booth, and all those pending
Not
free
be
agents.
good. Yeah.
That'd be a real
be
fall
so
from
hard to
grace.
say
And
no,
no
though,
draft
right?
picks. Hold on, and no draft
Yeah.
picks to rebuild
For
it
like,
up.
what, 6 years
Yeah.
or something,
Something like
crazy.
that. Yeah, they sold the
Yeah.
house to get their championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you, hold on, what would you do, though? That's a lot of money to say no to if you're in his position, right?
15 mil. So my competitive spirit. So
Call it
I'm
15. Call it 15, yeah.
I'll say it don't matter. 15, 22. My competitive spirit would not let me do that right away. I'd at least try to run it back once. I really would, because that 15 to 22 million is still going to be there next year. They're still going to want me.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a good-looking dude. He already has commercials, all that shit. Yeah, he has that likable personality. Yeah, that money's still going to be there next year. Promise you. That even if it's diminished sum, even if they went down to 12 million, 12 million is still way more than you're going to get as a head coach. So, and that's per year, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
Depends on the cap situation. I guess
You
they would have more.
Yeah, you look like a quitter. I got you.
You would look. Well, you look into it. I mean, can you re-sign all these guys? They got you there, right? That's.
I would still
what they
try to
did.
run it back. My competitive nature would say I'd at least try. It doesn't matter who all I'm bringing back. I would still try, thinking that I could do it if I
Yeah.
thought, especially in his mind, he's supposedly an offensive guru, right? I think he is, but I don't think he changes his game plan very well in game. When it's not going well, it actually gets uglier. Every
Yeah,
game
that's-
I've watched.
That's where, to your point, Shanahan is better than him in that
Yes.
respect. Shanahan adjusts
And actually,
way better.
and
in
quite
that
honestly,
division.
so was his protege, Zach Taylor. If you look how the Bengals always came back out of halftime, they always came
Yeah.
back. That is game planning too. That
Yeah,
isn't
not bad at
just
all.
your stars.
Totally agree.
He would change his game plan. Sean McVay doesn't. He doesn't know how to do it on the fly. That's the reason why he has a problem with what you're saying, a Kyle Shanahan whenever he faces him.
Yep.
Because Kyle Shanahan knows how to swap shit up and change the game plan mid-game if he has to.
Yeah.
You know, McVay hasn't really shown that. I'm not saying he can't do it. He hasn't shown it in big games though.
Yeah.
Right.
I like where you're going though, Rio. So keep going. So it depends on the cap, depends on who you can bring back.
So right now, they're going to be over 30 mil over the cap.
Yeah.
Projected to have at least 30 million in dead money as well.
It's not bad for LA though, right?
Yeah. Super Bowl money, they'll be all right. Kroenke will pay that over tax fee. He don't care.
So then you got to probably release Whitworth.
Whitworth will probably retire. He retires on top. How much is that? That's probably
5
18.
mil.
It's only 5 mil.
5 mil.
Against the cap or 5 mil contract?
5 mil.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Their right tackle, releasing him would save 5 mil, but 3.2 in dead money. Michael Brocker is not there anymore. So Matt
They could restructure Stafford.
yeah, they could save 40 million by restructuring deals of Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Matt Stafford. However, of course, it would increase the cost of their contracts in the future and the potential for more dead money.
But those other ones would drop off. I would roll with it. You always push it down the line. Kick the can down the road. You know, if you have a shot to go again, kick that. Well, We'll go through a few, like 5, 6, 7 years of rough time down the road. But right now, we have win now players. You kick that can down the road.
Yeah, I mean, potentially you could win a couple more, I bet.
At least one more. I think you have a legit shot at one more at least, right?
Yep.
You'd have to make up that left tackle spot. It isn't like they were extremely awesome on the offensive line.
No.
So you can't lose an Andrew Whitworth and not be able to replace that legitimately.
And that's where you struggle too. Is when Stanford got pressured, it was.
And you don't have draft picks to try to do that, whether it be wheel and deal trade with them or draft a left tackle and try to turn it into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to restructure Robert Woods or at least make him take a pay cut. And there's $10 million right there.
And they want to bring OBJ back.
Right, you want to bring...
He'll come back at a discount, he said. Whatever discount means, but...
I think he knows what losing feels like for most of his career. No, I'm good, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll make way more money in advertisements if I keep my head up and stay positive. And
I think he could make a ton of money if he did one of those player incentive contracts, right?
Yeah.
If I get here, you give me this. If I get, keep going... we talked about somebody that big time did that. Gronk was one of those, right? With the Bucks. We talked about somebody else this year that made a shitload of money on one of those kind of contracts. But bet on yourself, right?
Yeah. So Aaron Donald's going to have $26 million cap hit. Jim Ramsey 23, Matt Stafford 23, Leonard Floyd 20, Cooper Kupp 18, Andrew Whitworth 17. Like I said, what they could do with him. Robert Woods will have 15.
Robert Woods may not be there if they go the OBJ route too, then, which sucks because he's been a staple there for a while and they like him.
Tyler Higbee, $8 million. I mean, for a tight end, and they had another guy that was producing.
Yeah,
Blanton. I could see him being cut. Sean Robinson. I don't know.
Tyler Higbee is like that middle of the road. You can make that tight end spot up anywhere.
Honestly, not for $8 million for sure. So
they have some wiggle room.
They got some work to do for sure, but they got a couple places they could get it from.
Who's that? Old Wes Snead. He'll be having to do some work this offseason, but that you can keep a high majority of those. Andrew Whitworth, you're probably not going to.
You're just going to keep hosing yourself down the road.
Absolutely. But if you're taking shot, and the whole point of Super Bowls, and you're in the window now, is there really a dollar amount that you wouldn't?
From what I'd say, I'd give them the next probably 2 years, and then it's going to be trouble.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
but isn't that the goal though?
Yeah,
isn't the goal to win Super Bowls?
Yep.
So if you had that same opportunity, a legit shot, and that means you have to move on from Dak. 'Cause you don't know how to win playoff games. But you guys had a legit shot, and it was right here. Would you be pissed about your salary cap situation for the next 5 years and no picks if you knew you legitimately had a shot, like they were that good, like there wasn't a doubt in your mind? I would not.
Probably not.
And the whole point is that.
Yeah.
I went through plenty of down years when they did have draft picks, so what do I care? Yeah. If I have a shot right now for my Super Bowl, bring that, baby. Bring on multiples,
That'd be cool. I've seen the Cowboys be bad for so long now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In the Romo cap and all the linemen cap.
Right, and you had draft picks. Has that done anything? No. If you had a moment right now, it's like, I'm
saying grabbing people and bringing them in. We never really had that. So.
Yeah, you guys have just been really bad. But you guys are still living on a 30-year dream.
Kind of like Minnesota.
No.
We get false hopes. All these years, and Minnesota can't even get one to try to catch up. That's crazy.
I know, it is crazy. Should have had.
Shoulda,
coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Packers may let Devontae Adams test free agency.
Yeah.
Their GM, Brian Gutekunst. Yeah. Gutekunst says it's possible Green Bay lets a star wide receiver enter free agency as both sides work out a long-term deal. Instead, that works out for him.
Yeah.
Instead of that franchise tag.
Yes.
Or maybe they're like, hey, if we don't we'll bring him back. I wonder if they're doing that because they don't want to be on the hook for his money if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what it is. As soon as Aaron Rodgers says, I'm committed to another year, then they sign him. Guarantee it. I guarantee it's going to work like that.
Yeah.
Maybe, but he's going to be with Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Rodgers knows where he's going.
Yeah,
right.
And he's gone.
No, absolutely.
So you're going to lose him.
No, absolutely. And they're okay with that, I think. That's what I'm saying.
That's insane.
I think they're okay with that. I think that it will literally, they want to keep him if they have Aaron Rodgers. They want the 1-2 punch for sure. But if they can't keep Aaron Rodgers, I don't think they have a problem with that. They don't want to overpay a wide receiver when they're trying to rebuild at that point. Because they're going to be in rebuild mode. You are no longer a Super Bowl contender and definitely maybe not even a playoff team if you don't have Aaron Rodgers right now, the way that team is constructed.
Yeah.
I don't think there's very many quarterbacks that could go into that situation and actually have them as a quote-unquote Super Bowl favorite every year with the way that roster is set up. He covers up clearing holes. I don't like the man necessarily. I like his stand. I do believe in his beliefs, a high majority of them as a person and shit like that. But when it comes to player, I'm like, he's a Packer. But if I'm being honest, you take him out of that situation, you put any other quarterback in that situation, I don't know if he can cover up. Maybe Patrick Mahomes may be able to cover up some of those. Maybe. Because he likes to also gun for only one or two players too. But I don't know if – I don't think Tom Brady could go up there and do that. I really don't. And that's not trying to take a shot at Tom Brady. I'm just saying when he went down to Tampa Bay, they had offensive weapons. He didn't go to a team that didn't have only one player. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're banking.
I think he could.
I think that's the reason why they're doing I don't know about that. But either way, my point is that the reason why they're letting him do the free agency is purely waiting for Aaron Rodgers. I bet you they sign him in a heartbeat to like a 2-year deal or something like that, 3-year deal as soon as Aaron Rodgers is done. And they pay him max money too.
Yeah. What else you got in the NFL? You got some NFL news or anything? I do have some things that I saw pop up.
You're fast forwarding me into certain shit? Is that what you're
No,
trying to
I'm
say?
just saying how much you have
I have
some
a bunch
NFL
of
news.
Yeah.
Okay. I will save it then for the
then go ahead.
the very end.
Go ahead.
There's a couple of stuff floating around that are pretty interesting as the NFL offseason kind of kicks off. The Bengals are going to cut Trey Wayne, which will save the team $10.8 million. Interesting, because in just a minute I'll tell
forgot
you why.
he was
He hasn't played a single snap. That's
Yeah.
why.
Right. The New Orleans Saints, Marcus Williams is expected to be targeted by the Eagles, Lions, and Commanders. Interesting because the Saints have like no cap room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
worse than no cap. They're worse than LA. by
really
far.
bad. Green Bay created $10 million in cap space by restructuring nose tackle Kenny Clark's contract.
I mean, so if anyone needs to know the answer to that, what that means is that they gave him, put it into a signing bonus. That's all that means. That you don't even have to talk to the agent about that. You just do it.
Yep. Cardinals free agent Chandler Jones is expected to be pursued by the Chargers. 3 teams are interested in the Browns' Jarvis Landry, Patriots, Bears, and 49ers. He does say he does want to go back to the Browns if possible, but he's open to wherever.
I got that one. He crossed that one off my list.
Chiefs release linebacker Anthony Hitchens.
He took that one off mine.
That creates $8.4 million in cap space.
Mm-hmm.
He did sign a 4-year, $45 million contract in 2018. And so here's what interesting about that Bengals one earlier. The top 5 teams in NFL cap space currently for 2022. Miami Dolphins at $74 million. Los Angeles Chargers $69 million. Jaguars $68 million. Washington Commanders $61 and Cincinnati Bengals $58, and then it'll tack on $10 million to that once they officially cut Trey Waynes. So the Bengals looking good to add pieces.
They need to. So good. Yeah.
Yeah. But the pieces they need, you're not going to be able to get. Not by free agency. The money won't matter.
Money's part of it, though.
I mean,
no. I'm just saying for
just upgrades.
What they need offensive line. Right?
They need to trade, is what you're saying. Yeah,
they need to trade because your top tier stuff that's actually going to take care of your quarterback is not going to be on the free agent market.
J.C. Jackson's going to hit the market, and that'll be definitely probably an upgrade at corner.
But I'm not talking about corner. I said line. Offensive line.
I'm
Literally
just saying
offensive line.
Pieces.
That's great, but they need to protect Joe Burrow. What happened? Why did they lose the Super Bowl? It wasn't because their corner play.
Oh, it wasn't?
It was their offensive lineman.
Okay.
I mean, yes, the corners are great. You want more corners. I already told you that's one of the weaknesses. What I'm saying is Joe Burrow and the offensive line is what they need. And you're not going to be able to get that with free agency.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but they're going to be middle of the tier. They're going to be the Mike Remmers of the world again.
Still, anything is probably an upgrade of what was going on.
Not really. It was Mike Remmers. That's what they brought in from the year before. That's what I'm saying.
But still, to have the potential to sign free agents.
Yeah.
Whoever gets...
Every other piece, I've just meant the offensive line. Every other piece, absolutely, that works great because not everyone overpays for corners and stuff like that, and they end up letting them walk. I'm just saying for the offensive line, their most pressing need, they're still going to have to knock it out of the park in the draft or trade for something.
Have to be some big trades, yeah.
Yeah. which that cap space would then come in huge for signing that said traded offensive lineman when you bring him in.
Right.
Well, now I have to scoot, and skedaddle all over my page here now that you had to get your words in.
Reading is hard, Jimmer.
It is. Duh. Steve Nash says Kyrie Irving excited about possibility of playing in all the Nets games. Nash's comments come in wake of New York City Mayor Eric Adams saying earlier Wednesday that he was optimistic vaccination mandate would eventually be phased out, which would allow unvaccinated workers, such as Irving, to go back to working without any restrictions.
They're going to be a problem.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it?
We've been talking about this, so yeah. when it would.
Maybe not. Maybe it'll be a problem in a negative way because they're not used to him being there for every game. Then you get more dose of Kyrie and his personality. Could demolish a team.
You know better.
Yeah.
Do I know better? What did he do in Boston? Do I know
From
better?
previous podcasts, that's not what you think, so.
Doesn't mean it. Oh, I told you guys a long time ago, and it's on the record. I reserve the right to change my opinion at any point. Literally mid-sentence, I can change it.
Okay, Troy Davis.
Oh, whoa. Boy Davis. The Knicks and guard Kemba Walker have agreed to the four-time All-Star will be sidelined for the remainder of the team's schedule, allowing him to work out in preparation for the 22-23 season.
Jesus.
Walker will be on an expiring contract this summer, and that will offer an opportunity for the Knicks and Schwartz to work on a trade scenarios in the offseason. New York is expected to get guard Derrick Rose back in the lineup soon after he missed 2 months following ankle surgery.
See, I forgot about that. I forgot he had ankle surgery. I was like, why haven't we heard much about Rose for a while? He was a big part of what they did last year.
Yep.
So,
and when they were hot, well, even this year, like when they were hot, he was on the court.
Yeah.
You know, when they started off the season hot, I should say.
I still think it's crazy they're just going to waste Kemba like that because Kemba's good, man.
Well, maybe he's not the same player anymore because he had this problem with the Celtics too.
I don't know. When he got minutes,
he balled out, scored
right.
points-wise, stats-wise, yes. I hate talking bad about him. I love Cardiac Kemba.
Yeah.
Love him.
I wonder if my job would let me do that. Let me sit for the rest
remainder
of the
season.
22 year and prepare for the next year's work schedule.
Just pay me. I'll study the new dryer.
Is he that maybe he's that big of an asshole? Like, why wouldn't you at least be on the bench? Like, you guys are just having the conversation like you don't want him on the team right now? Like, maybe there's something we don't know. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case. I like Kemba.
And if it is, Ben Simmons, this is his way to handle it.
There you go.
At least he did it way better than Ben Simmons did, right?
Yes.
Colin Kaepernick is launching an initiative through his Know Your Rights camp that will offer free secondary autopsies to family members of anyone whose death is police-related. The initiative collaborates with a panel of board-certified forensic pathologists who perform autopsies, disclose preliminary findings, and issue final reports to requesting families.
I wish he knew it was his right to not fucking suck at football. Because then he would have a job in the NFL.
Right. Ouch.
With all due respect.
With all due respect. Ouch.
No respect.
Yeah, no respect now. He was sucking. No. That's what people don't understand.
No, fuck him. He had a bunch of opportunities, and
he had opportunities. He had a contract on the table. So I want to be a starter, dude. Come on.
You had a bunch of teams come once the NFL realized they made a mistake, and they were forced into feeling that forced into realizing it.
Yep.
But then they set that up, and he turned it into a mockery and turned it into a Nike ad.
You weren't playing well your last thing in the league. I did think he was being a little blackballed, kind of on his way out, whatever. But then, you had several opportunities to be back in the league, and you chose not to and you come out and stated you wanted to be a starter money. Sorry, man, you're not a starter right now.
Right, you were offered stuff, and it's not quite the same. So, in his dismissal by the Dolphins last month, Coach Brian Flores declined to sign a separation agreement presented by team owner Stephen Ross. Flores told Bryant Gumbel's HBO Real Sports, "Just signing that separation agreement would have really silenced me," Flores said in an episode. By not signing that separation agreement, Flores left millions of dollars on the table, said John, whatever his attorney, one of his attorneys. But not signing also granted him the freedom to talk about his treatment in Miami. So they tried to get him to sign a hush Hush, hush.
Yeah, non-disclosure deal. It's funny because Miami responded and said, oh, what?
We never did that.
That never happened. That's not true. We look forward to when these things get proven incorrect or whatever. Well, he's able to talk, and you can't do shit about it. So
how much you said they were number one in cap space at $75 million?
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why that is. Not just because of a rookie quarterback either.
Right.
Maybe because you were like not trying to get the best players available to try to compete, which also comes back to them paying their coach when he started winning to need you to start sucking. Whatever. I mean, I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah.
See if it sticks.
They were sucking before he showed up, but yeah.
Right, but he turned them into a winner way before they wanted them to turn into a winner.
Yeah, winner-ish at least, right? Like they were pretty good.
They were competitive and hanging.
Yeah.
You guys talked about this the other day, but him going to Pittsburgh and that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so what I think happened there is Pittsburgh just helped avoid him getting completely blackballed. Because if he was with no team at the start of next year, he would never be in the NFL again, in my opinion. But being that, even though it's a smaller role, and I know you guys touched on that, right? It's like linebackers coach and the defense or something, right?
Defensive assistant and linebackers coach are way downfall.
It's a big downfall.
Not even a defensive coordinator.
It's a big downfall. But what I think that does is that saves him from being completely blackballed because he's here. And so he's going to have to be able to be interviewed for different positions. And so if the linebackers, the defense, whatever for Pittsburgh really shows out over the next couple of years and teams just won't interview him or give BS reasons why he doesn't get another opportunity, it's going to be way harder to defend that than if you just didn't interview him in the first place because he's not in the league. So I think Tomlin was probably part of it, but I think Pittsburgh essentially saved him, at least gave him a shot to not be in the boat of Kaepernick that we just talked about a minute ago.
It makes it a touch harder. That being a linebackers coach from a head coach, not even a defensive coordinator, any attorney will be able to spitball that one. They'll say exactly what you just said right there, and we're not even attorneys. They'll be like, that was a courtesy throw. He was a linebackers coach. Come on, people. That's exactly like that does not help or stop the case in any way, shape,
No. You're not paying attention to what I'm saying. So whether it could be a step up, right? This is going to give him the chance to actually move up and potentially get back. I'm not saying he's going to jump into a head coaching spot next year.
No.
But I'm saying from the position he's in.
So me and you were missing exactly. We're going right by each other right now. We're hitting, but we're not hitting all at the same time. I'm talking about it will have no effect whatsoever on the lawsuit. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, on the lawsuit.
On the lawsuit. I don't give a shit about the coaching stuff.
I'm not talking about that.
Him getting that little bone to be a linebackers coach, that is not going to stop the lawsuit. That is all.
Agreed.
In any way, that won't even be. The attorney won't even step over a twig on that.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. Yeah.
I wasn't talking about the rest of the way. Maybe he wouldn't. I actually told him that I believe that I could see the Steelers actually moving him up and him actually taking over for old boy at some point if he wants to walk away.
Yep.
I think they'd wait for him to walk away. I think he's earned that right for sure. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter. They could have tossed him. The only thing that could have deterred him is a true attorney would be able to go around that corner also. It'd just be a longer corner. The only way that would kind of flip the other way is if someone actually gave him a head coaching position in the first place. I'm talking about the lawsuit side of it.
Yep.
This doesn't do nothing for that. No way, shape, or form. They're still going to get their tit in a ringer. It's still going to. There's no way that the NFL is not going to pay up on that. There's no way unless something. I don't know what you could even pull out to try to get out of that. They would be in their best interest to actually just settle. Because I don't know how they come out of that without paying out. I don't, unless you guys can see something.
I just hope he has the evidence he said he has, right?
That's the big thing. He's going to have it.
Yep.
There's got to be. There's always a paper trail. At the end of the day, it's just how hard you look for it and stuff like that. Even if he doesn't physically have it, there's still going to be a paper trail. Like, hold on, this exact dollar amount, unless Stephen Ross was injecting $22,000, 33,100. He would have to literally go through and 16 cents and shit like that to get up to $100,000, which is what he was offered per loss.
It's his Christmas bonus, bro.
Yeah. Show that in the contract.
That don't have to. It's just a Christmas bonus.
Could be
we don't have it in our contract that we get to buy.
We don't have a contract, Chris. There's a problem there.
I signed a paper.
No, you should. That is not a contract, son. That's all it takes. I gotcha.
But we all know there could be a problem if this was all done via email, right?
Oh.
We've seen some problems with the NFL's
We
emails.
have, yes.
Oh.
NFL's emails,
So-
Clinton's emails. It's just a whole lot of, if you do stuff in the emails.
And they don't see anything, right?
Right.
Gotcha.
That's why, folks, you got to let it go down in the DMs.
Yeah.
Print screen that shit, save it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, screenshot.
Print it out.
Oh, he's got stuff. He's not a stupid man. You don't come up with that if you don't have like some sort of evidence, not just. He doesn't seem like it. And then until he proves me wrong in that, I'm gonna stick with Brian Flores on this one.
Yes,
until they can show me the exact opposite in any way. I'm riding that one.
I trust Roger Goodell.
Yes,
Does a phenomenal job.
100%.
A day after Aaron Rodgers set the NFL world into a frenzied speculation about his future because of a lengthy Instagram post, the Packers quarterback said on the Pat McAfee show that he did not have any news to report or decision made about whether he will play in 2022. Instead, he attempted to explain the post, hashtagged Monday Night Gratitude. Came at the end of a 12-day cleanse called Panchakarma, during which he spent time in a reflective state. There's nothing cryptic about gratitude, Rodgers said.
So here's what I
Did you
think
see
is gonna
these
happen.
posts, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
I did see
Okay,
it.
Yeah.
okay.
Here's what's going to happen. He wants to play with Devontae, right? He's going to wait, but he doesn't want to play with him at the Packers, on the Packers. He's going to wait till free agency if they tag him or not. If they tag him, he's done. If he gets to walk to free agency, what's up, my brother?
Hold on.
Let's go
It
play with
wasn't
Denver.
just Devontae. Was he maybe making a call to Randall Cobb right there, too? Because that's one of the pictures. It was Randall Cobb and Devontae standing side by side.
That's right, and
Just calling his boys.
who he wants to play
What
with
that?
is Devontae.
What's that
Adams.
thing called? Like on SpongeBob? Was that the paunch shell or the conch shell? Conch shell?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what Cobb's situation is, but I don't even know if Denver would have room for him. But anyways, that's who he wants to play with. So that's what he's going to wait for, I think, is he's waiting to see if they're going to tag him or not. And if it's true, they're going to let him walk.
When is it? Can you look that up? When's the
when
tag
they have
deadline?
to tag.
I think that's like March 7th. I think it's coming up here soon.
Couple
something
weeks. Yeah.
Like that. I feel like it's very early March for the tag deadline.
It's interesting because I didn't know Rodgers was on a fucking ayahuasca trip for the last week or whatever the hell he was doing.
12 days.
Yeah. Which is fine, but, you know.
Yeah, like this wasn't cryptic.
You
Come on,
know
man.
it.
March
You know-
8th,
March
deadline
8th,
of
yep.
placing a tag.
Hey, look at that. 1 day
And
off.
then we'll have
Slightly
till
missed.
July 15th to reach a new deal on a contract for a tag
Yep.
player, or he'll be on the tag.
But the actual tag day is the 8th.
yes.
Regardless if you
I
need
think-
to know whether you're going to do it or not.
Right.
Yep.
And I think if he doesn't get tagged,
It's on.
it's on. Rodgers is playing again. They're going to Denver. They're going to ball out together.
Mm-hmm. What if they throw a
Yeah,
complete
how is that
curveball
not
and
a cryptic tweet? What did he do before the NFL season started?
Oh, yeah. Posted the Michael Jordan deal with him and
Him and Devontae, right?
Right.
Okay, nothing cryptic over here, though.
Nothing cryptic
Come on,
at all.
bro.
No.
I was thinking I'm not going to make you guys wait forever. I'm going to let you know my intentions and plans.
Oh, yeah.
Your season's been over for 2 months. Your season has been over for 2 months.
Yes, sir.
Just weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Odell Beckham Jr. announced on Instagram that he had become a father with the birth of his child, Zydna. It's spelled Zydn. And that he had successful knee surgery, both in a matter of days.
Good for him. Good
Yep.
for him. I wonder what it does.
Congrats on the dad.
Definitely. I wonder what it does to his market value. Obviously, he should take a dip. He said he was willing to take a pay cut to stay with the Rams.
What, being a father?
Yeah, that too.
No shit.
Contract-wise and his knee-wise,
Oh, okay.
what that entails. Now, making that bank for his
Damn
money.
Family Guy. He's going to have other stuff going on.
What the hell?
Just need to hire
Uh,
orphans.
Hey, man, there you go. So, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what that number comes to.
Yeah,
and
I agree, man.
So, well, I'm kind of keeping an eye on that, and also Michael Gallup. He has expressed he wants to come back to the Cowboys. Obviously, numbers doesn't match up to what he probably would get on the open market. So, but good for Odell. That's awesome. Awesome news. He gets his knee fixed up and a new daughter. pretty cool.
You
I think it has to hurt his value because it's the same knee, right?
Yes.
I
Yep.
think that makes it worse. If it was
Right.
the other knee,
If it was the other knee, it's like, okay.
Nah.
But
no,
same
Not
showing that
me.
the same knee pops.
not me.
Yeah. Well, that's why
He's still
you're
showing-
sitting right here and not in the GM's chair, bud.
Doesn't mean I wouldn't do great as GM and he'd have a stab once and able to show that I was a piece of shit at it.
not a stab, but he's not getting at full market value.
No,
No.
no, I'm saying me. I didn't say a stab. I said I would be a horrible. You can't say I'm gonna be a horrible GM if I've never had a stab at it. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely, you can.
But no,
There's
Be way
people
better
at work that I'd be like, they're gonna make horrible like reactor people, and yes, 100% I can say that.
Yeah, that's a little
And
different
they've
than
never-
making. Yeah, a little bit different. Number one,
A whole lot different, but yeah.
no, it's a hell of a lot different because
That's
that's, a
exactly
very
what I
clear
said.
line when they walk in the door. It's a very clear line. No, I don't think it does at all.
You think he makes full market value, even with this?
He said he'd be willing to take a pay cut to stay where he's at. So, I guess we'll see what that market value really is. But yeah, it's today's technology that isn't deterring anybody. And he showed that he can still ball out even after being banged up, beat up, had a torn ACL, played on bad teams, the whole works. And he showed heart. Yeah, I don't think that'll affect. If it affects it, like this is gonna be a hard one to discuss because if he sticks to his word that he would take a pay cut to stay there, and he does, how do we know what his true value will be?
But you're saying a guy doesn't scare you at all with multiple
No.
ACL injuries?
No.
Not at all.
No,
Same
Play
knee.
him. Play him. 50 snaps a game.
play him.
Throw the ball to
Play
him
him.
every time.
Yes.
Okay?
Day one after
That
surgery.
can literally happen.
This
That
is
can literally
what
happen to
happens.
anyone. I don't give a fuck how many times you tear it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. First off, you should know when it's going to happen. Number one, if you haven't learned that by now. But number
That's
two,
true.
that literally can happen to anyone. Just because it's happened to somebody twice, I would actually roll the dice more with him because he's had it happen. The chances that it's going to happen a third time is pretty goddamn rare, right? Because second was rare, but third is definitely. The dude over there that's on the same turf, maybe a little more skeptical of that guy than, believe it or not.
I don't know about that.
That's
one.
a different.
Yeah.
that's a
What?
different-
Because their tendon is different.
No,
No,
it
I'm
just
saying
means that you're
that-
more
I didn't.
apt
I
to
didn't.
get
I
hurt.
didn't realize that tendons were different in each. I'm sorry. God.
I don't know. No, I'm just saying after you tear it once.
There's no proof that it tears any more times. You have to have it torn once anyway. Like how many? You can look it up. How many times a second ACL tear has happened on the exact same knee, and it's not that many times. So the chances a third time will go on that same knee.
Yeah, and the reason the third time doesn't happen that much is they're not the same athletes anymore. So they don't have the same pressure, the same weight. They don't run the same. Everything's different, right?
I don't know.
That's why when you look at that, it's like you're more apt to get hurt again for one reason or another. That's kind of what that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Rio's in the same boat, but that's where I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Either way, we're going to agree to disagree because I do not agree with that. Iowa basketball legend Luka Garza got to see his number 55 go up into the rafters and be retired against Michigan State, in which case they also beat.
Whoop that ass.
Yeah, they were, as of right now, they're the number 25 team in the nation when they were supposed to be at tops a 500 team in the Big Ten. Not bad.
So yeah,
Did
this
you
is crazy.
Did you order your Garza jersey?
I did not. I did order some jersey. TB12, Patriots. I did order a Luka Doncic jersey. There was another NFL player though that I ordered.
He has these jerseys. I've never seen him wear a jersey. He claims he has them. I've never
Dak.
We've seen him wear one.
Dak.
one, and he
Dak.
didn't draft him.
Right.
And he had opportunity.
It was it was looking really good for me. He was ahead until he got shut down at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. So he lost.
That he did.
Okay.
Injury clause though.
Injury clause.
He already touched on this one, but upcoming free agent Jarvis Landry said that he is willing to come back to the Browns, but the ball is in their court. Do you actually bring him back if you're not going to bring back Baker, unless you're going to bring a different experienced quarterback in?
29% that the same ACL and you can tear that same ACL. It's 29%. You'll tear the same one.
Okay. A third time?
That's just the second time. I don't even think they have a third.
That's weird.
So you have to. So you'd have to think you'd only go up.
No, exactly. No, you think it the other way. If they don't have a stat on a third time, then it probably doesn't happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Jimmer,
No.
that's because they leave sport.
This isn't an Achilles.
Oh yeah, it's
gentlemen.
only a 55% chance they return to the same form they were before. The
Right,
injury.
and did he not return to the same form? Did Odell Beckham not return to the same form?
No,
Yeah,
probably not.
Probably
completely.
not completely.
Yes,
no.
he did.
Probably not.
Yes,
100% completely.
pretty
no.
damn close. Actually, yes. With the Rams,
He was good. He was good.
No,
Like,
he
yeah.
returned to the
Yeah.
pretty damn close to the same form. What form did you have him at? That same Monday night highlight where he caught a ball and they
Yes.
skyrocketed?
You
Yes.
damn right.
Yes.
That was even stop. I'm not even gonna argue with this. This is pure stupidity.
But I'm saying the chances
Doesn't matter.
continue to go up.
Doesn't matter. He's a special athlete. The only thing that he missed with the Rams is that those two's timing was off. He was outrunning everybody. He was jumping over everybody. He is still the same goddamn player. So I'm not going to sit here and argue something I literally watched all season long.
Marshawn Lattimore, he kept returning the same ACL.
That's great. He had no cartilage in his knees. Go back and look at that. They both were shot. That's not the same player. That's one player you can name that barely made it in the league.
That
Stop it.
29% that
Stop it.
chances of re-tearing.
Stop it.
Still worrisome.
No.
If you're a GM.
Zero.
Zero? What? Zero?
Then don't sign him at all.
Well, you'd
It
want
is
to
a hit or
resign him.
miss.
You want to resign him, but
Why?
for a little lower contract.
Then why would he ever go for that when
Why
he put on
why
tape
wouldn't
that
you?
he came back from that same injury just fine? They actually have a taste of what he can do
Well, 'cause
after he comes back from
he
it.
didn't come back from that
You
injury.
don't know that any
Jimmer,
player you sign and they
hold
tear
on.
an ACL.
He didn't come back from that injury just fine because he
Yeah.
had it happen again. No contact
No,
injury.
yeah, no contact
Jimmer.
at
That's
all.
how usually the ACLs happen, gentlemen. That's no different. That don't matter. That can literally happen to anybody that does a crossing route on turf. We just brought this up. The reason why turf is so much worse than grass. We just had this
Well, you
conversation.
are no. You're
so all
saying
those
that
knees
you're
can go out anytime.
not concerned ever at all if somebody has an injury history.
No,
Sign
and
him.
he's going to play on turf again, right?
Right, they all are. Any
We're
one
talking
of them
about him
can
right
tear.
now, though. We're talking about him
I
right
know,
now.
and I've already stated. I said no. What do we have to keep beating up? I watched him on tape after an ACL. If anything, he showed me that he could do it again because he's already done it. A dude that tears his ACL, we may never know if he does it again. I've seen Odell do it. Okay, I'll sign you. Let's go.
You got to imagine that 29 goes up though.
Why are you still debating on my? I don't care. I'm telling you mine, and I said yes. I would sign him.
I would sign him too.
You're
Just,
trying.
I don't think
no, I would
full
sign
market.
him. What's a full market? He's
Probably
29 years old. So
Robert
what
Woods
is his
is what,
market?
getting
No, give me his
15 mil?
goddamn market. Since you wanna
Robert
keep it
Woods
all
is
talking
getting
about
what 12 to 15 million, so
He's
definitely there,
No,
if not more.
Well, then what's his market? He's 29 years old. Regardless, take the ACLs out if you want. What's his market? You don't know what his market is at 29 because he also has the playing with the shitty Browns and the Giants stats. So what do you have, please? So because you
ACL
won't let this
double
argument go.
double ACL tears.
I don't care. Take the ACLs
You
out
don't,
of it.
but other people do. GMs 100% do.
I'm saying, what is a 29-year-old's market that is coming from that? Answer that
know.
question first.
I don't know.
Okay. So if you don't know that market, and then even if you add
well,
that,
you
he's
think
still
he
a
is.
29-year-old wide receiver. So whatever that market is, yes, I'm going to pay him what a 29-year-old fucking wide receiver's market is. He said he's going to give you a discount from staying there. So it's going to be under the market value. And no, I'm not worried about it is my point. Can we move on now?
No. How are you not worried about it?
Jesus. Like your voice box could go out and it would be 2 gig. Like that could happen any fucking time. It don't matter. You don't bank on that fully. Not off of someone that's shown that that he can do it. He has done it.
Okay. You're not worried about injuries.
You wouldn't
I got
sign
it.
LeBron after
I
he
got
tore
it.
his shit multiple times?
No, I got it. You're not worried about injuries 100%. I'll
They
keep,
wanna-
keep that one in the back of my notebook.
Keep that as long as you want. Your medical professional will tell you whether he's good. And I'm gonna go with the dude that I hired to tell me he's good to go.
No concern.
Because they get
Got
a
it.
physical.
No, I got it. No concern.
See, now he's twisting my shit.
No,
That's fine.
you said you were not concerned at all. Did he not? Did he
Do
not?
Do they not
He
go?
literally said-
I said if I'm going to sign a person, I'm not going to worry about that. Doesn't mean I have to sign him.
You're not concerned.
Doesn't mean I have to sign him either. If
We
my
got it. You're not concerned
if
about
my
injuries.
medical guy comes in, my doctor, my team doctor gives him his physical. I don't know. Feels a little iffy also over here. Then I'm not going to sign him. If I'm going to sign him, and my doctor says it's good. That isn't going to deter whether I pay him or not because I want him to come to my team. That's my point.
You're not concerned about injuries. I got it.
Go on with finishing the news. You want to keep
Go
fucking
ahead.
rolling? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm muting.
She was so butthurt.
It ain't butthurt. You won't leave her alone. I'm like, who gives a fuck? That's what my belief is. I'm sorry I'm better at it than you. My bad. Like, fuck. I correct my leads at work, too, all the time. I'm sorry I can do their job better than them.
Sometimes you're wrong there, too.
I'm never wrong on this one. There isn't even misinformed. You either have them or you don't.
Sometimes
you don't have to sign them. I didn't say that. I'm saying it, but if you're going to, you trust that they're going to be fine. Fuck.
No injury concern. Got it.
Thomas Brady will play himself in 80 for Brady, a football-themed road trip movie set to begin production this spring. According to the report, Brady will also produce the film, which will star Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, and Sally Field as 4 women who travel to see Brady and play in Super Bowl LI.
Was that 51?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That'd be good. I just saw that come across today, so I'm interested. I think I'll watch it. I don't know. I feel like I've seen this movie before, but I don't know.
Sisterhood pants travel shit. Who cares?
It's a Tom Brady movie, baby.
Who cares? He got his knee wrecked. He should never had another fucking year after that. Should have never paid him.
Hey, have you
Jesus.
have you talked about this? I don't think you did the other day on the podcast. Opportunity for Kirk Cousins to leave Minnesota?
No. Until stuff happens.
So one team that has been pretty active in calling the Vikings is the Carolina Panthers, trying to pull Kirk Cousins. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that, because I think there could be some value there if that's what happened.
No, I'm pissed off. I'm irritated right now. You can get his opinion on it. On Tuesday, the players for United States women's national team and U.S. soccer president Cindy Parlow-Cone presented a United Front announce settlement between the two. Total of $24 million. Of the settlement, $22 million will be distributed amongst the players.
22 out of the 24. What happens to the other couple mil?
I don't know if that's
Court
attorney fees and shit. I have no
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
Then $2 million is supposed to be distributed amongst, like, after they retire or something too.
Okay.
That they can apply for 50,000 of it or something. I have no up to 50,000. I have no idea.
Got it.
Equal pay.
Equal pay. This one seemed like it was a more legitimate gripe than some of the other things we hear. So I haven't really dove into the details of it, but that's kind of the gist that I've been gathering.
Well, they go a lot further in their tournaments. They actually are competitive. They've won. Yeah. I don't know what the money is. Like,
Exactly. That's the biggest question, right? Like, are people
if it's-
coming,
if it's
supporting?
if it's still 10% or whatever of what the men make, or what they bring in, I have no idea.
Right.
But it seems like they are 1 and out almost every time they're in one of those. So in one of those major tournaments.
Right.
And that's what I got.
Boom. What do you got for some Rio's randoms?
Worst song ever. What's the one you heard?
Ooh. God, it's got to be some kind of Taylor Swift type shit.
For sure.
Any one of those, or the Wrecking Ball song that drives me nuts.
That was
don't
actually,
like that
I think
song.
that was mine.
Yeah.
The Miley Cyrus. Not good.
Barney.
Barney is pretty bad.
I Love You.
Mm-hmm. Used to have to watch with my little brother. That's the only
Yeah.
way he'd go to sleep back when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Barney has got to be.
Terrible.
Not a good song. Who wins, Batman or Superman in a fight?
Superman.
They've already shown this. Batman.
He cheated.
In a real fight.
Hold on. How is it cheating?
Because he got the weakness, right?
What? So he's allowed to use the human
Right.
weakness on him?
Yeah, straight up fight.
You can't break his bones for the love of God. That's
Superman,
breaking a bone.
if they know they're fighting, Superman's just going to come in with his super speed and smoke him, and he's dead. There's nothing Batman can do. Zero.
He can see him
It,
coming.
it would
He
not
can see
play
him coming.
out.
All the
It would not
technology.
play out like it played out in the
all the
movie.
Right, that was a
technology.
Be
movie.
real.
Hold on. All the technology in the world. He could see Superman coming. The richest dude on the planet.
Oh, you think he could?
See him coming.
Fastest-
I don't know if he could beat him. But you can see him coming.
I give the movie credit though. They made it interesting at least because that's a really hard fight to make interesting. So
it is. Yeah.
It would have to be Superman.
I would think Superman too. The ability to fly. Because Batman can't fly.
Right, he can fly. He's basically indestructible. Fucking laser beam eyes, all that shit.
Yeah.
It's almost like not a fun superhero because he's, there has to be kryptonite, right?
Right.
There has to be in every. So I don't know.
What is it? His girl or something? I don't know. What is kryptonite?
Isn't it from the planet? From
Krypton.
Yeah, Krypton. Yep. It's the only thing that weakens him, bro.
Yeah.
You didn't know this?
No, not really.
Damn.
Well, I knew because that's where he's from, right?
Yeah.
Which Disney princess would be the most fun to date?
Jesus.
Oh.
Disney princess, huh?
If you're talking about in the sack, it's got to be the brave chick, redhead.
Oh, that's good too.
If you're talking about purely in the sack, I'm talking about everything
Just
all around
all
combo.
Elsa?
No,
She'd be fun as shit.
No, cold. Fuck no.
She can build you a snowman, bitch.
I don't care.
With all due respect,
I
but
don't
Cinderella,
care.
because she's already like a housewife anyway, so.
Jesus. Here we go.
Oh,
That's
I
tough.
dropped the hard R, and this dude's over here talking sexist shit. God damn.
Damn, the brave girl. That'd be a good time. No, yeah, I'll go Elsa. I think that'd be fun.
Jasmine.
Who's that?
Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
I think she has some freak in her. She already half dressed.
She's got a fucking tiger.
Yeah.
Right?
She can probably belly dance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she can throw it back.
She can throw it back for sure.
You seen the real life version, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Will Smith, baby.
And that's what I got.
Boom. You got any weird laws over there today or what?
I did. Federal law dictates that anyone who issues or publishes a fake weather report claims it's from the Weather Bureau is subject to imprisonment for not more than 90 days. Simply being bad at your meteorology job doesn't count as fake, though.
Because that's all of them,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Those fuckers never go to prison. So you have to basically create a fake one?
Yeah. And say it came from a weather service.
Damn. That's intense.
I feel like Marv's already teetering towards this, though. He gives me a weather report all the time, and then he tries to blame it on his dad.
I believe
His dad texts me he's like, my dad texts me the weather updates. Like, Marv, you literally argue with me about the weather because I'm off by 2 degrees that I looked at this morning or asked on Amazon.
Right.
Like, I do. I just ask at Amazon. I'm not looking at no weather forecast. I just like, hey, what's the weather supposed to be like today?
Yep.
Oh, 37. No, it's actually supposed to be 34 and like 90% chance of snow. Sorry.
Sorry, bro. I missed that one.
Now, what I'm saying is teetering towards that. If he ever goes at the end of that and says that is brought to you by National Weather Service.
That boy's going to jail.
Yeah.
Shit. No, that's a weird one. And that's federal, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's not at like a state level. Huh.
U.S. Section 2074, if you'd like to look her up.
Damn.
There's a few of them. Yep.
Got it. Well, let's start to wrap her up. Who's got Makes Sense tonight?
We'll let him roll.
All right. Rio's got his tonight, baby. Let's do it.
Well, I had mine yesterday, Monday.
Then I'm going to roll with a Globe Gazette one. Because I'm not afraid to say the company's name.
Globe Gazette. Shout out Mason City, Iowa newspaper.
It's a dying breed. I don't know if they can even keep the lights on. So, now mind you, worked in. Now Danny claims I didn't say this one. I feel like I've said it, but I could. I might not have.
Not on here, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was I 19, somewhere in that ballpark, and I worked in there for in between jobs. I worked there in the putting the paper together, so when it's being made. And in the summer, it was hotter than balls in there. It was so hot. Like, there's not really any fans. There's like 2 fans in that whole place, and none of them are pointed towards you. The doors aren't really open. Plus, the printer press is hot, technically, because it's ripping off and printing paper. So, we're sitting there putting them together. So, we're pouring out sweat. Now, little small backstory before I crank into that. So, this one lady, nice, hardworking woman, I think she had like 4 jobs. Her husband had 0 jobs. Okay? I don't know when she slept, and her eyes said that. As in bags, beyond bags, right? So appreciated. I mean, she was a hardworking girl, but so she hit on me one night. And I was like, nah, no bueno. I'm good. Like, I said it respectfully, like, nah, I think my wife was actually pregnant with our first kid. Like, no, I'm happy with my girlfriend and all that. It isn't like it was like, she's an older lady, so it wasn't like she was like she was real nasty or anything. She was just like kind of hitting on me, Like, yeah, no. Well, we get to one of those really hot days. Now, mostly there's only like a few guys that work there, and then there's a bunch of females. It's just as hot for the females as it is for the guys. So they're constantly adjusting themselves, so to speak, because it's hot.
Sweat like a motherfucker in there.
So, if you're a guy, you know what happens when it gets really hot in the crotchal region. You have to start pulling your stuff away from other stuff. So all you're doing is adjusting. Quick pull, fucking start doing your job. Yeah, or continue doing your job. I get called in to the manager's office and assistant manager, both standing there. Well, we're warning you about sexual harassment. I'm like, excuse me? Didn't know where they were going. I had no idea. I was like, please enlighten me. And then they told me because I was pulling on my stuff, on my junk, my balls. If we're gonna make it clear, pull the scrotum away from the leg. Quick pull. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? It's hotter than shit out there. I'm like, it is hot. I'm like, and then they're like, well, you can't do that, and blah, blah, and then my face filled with red. First off, whenever you talk anything sexual harassment, first off, that shit never leaves anyway, right? When you talk like shit like that, I'm like, hold on. So I looked at both of them. I'm like, if that's the case, I want one against both of you, and I want one against every fucking female out there right now. I want the paper. Call in the major manager from the paper inside the AC part. Bring him out here. Because every time you guys sit there and adjust your nasty ass tits out there on the goddamn floor, and you're sitting there doing that, that's okay. And I'm not supposed to say a damn thing. And I'm talking about these women were not. Ugh. But regardless, I mean, it was just for comfort anyway because it's so damn hot. Now we're gonna say something like that because it isn't like first off, why is she staring in my general vicinity? Like, how is that even a thing? As soon as I brought that up, though, whoa, no, it was nothing like that. And I'm like, that's what I thought, because I just watched you adjust yourself when we were out there on the floor before you called me in here.
Yeah, and these were bigger gals, too, at the time.
The one, for sure. The other one had no teeth, or 3 teeth.
It might have been 3. Yeah, you might be right there. Yeah.
I think she had 3, and then the other one was kind of big. But regardless, I'm like, at no point was there ever anything in a stretch of the imagination. I barely even talk to these people. You just come in and you work your few hours. It isn't like a normal 8-hour job where you go sit in a break room, because there wasn't a break room.
Right.
I think you worked there.
Downstairs, but nobody went.
But
down
no one ever went there because you didn't work that many hours. You never worked really an 8-hour shift there. You'd work like 4 hours or something like that. You'd hump it out, get the papers filled, and get them stacked and strapped and out the door, and then you're gone. So it isn't quite that same typical job. So everyone just standing there. Isn't like we all knew each other very well, but there would be a little conversation in between. But yeah, irritated. I was like, are you kidding me?
100%. What's your words of wisdom on that, Jimmer?
2 things. First off, do better in life so you don't have to work somewhere like that, so you don't have to deal with shit like that. Try a little harder. I should have. But try a little bit harder in school. Don't take it as a joke. Number 2, if you think that you're going to do something against someone else, maybe you should look in the mirror before you go and try to call somebody else out on something.
Look in the mirror, folks.
That could be anything, but that one in particular. You're not going to sit there and say sexual harassment against someone else when you're literally doing the same thing except for a different body part.
Yep.
Just because you don't have that body part doesn't mean that you're not adjusting something else. That ain't right either.
Exactly. Nope.
That it is.
Terrible. That was such a long time ago. How many years ago do you think that was, Jimmer?
Well, she was I'm pretty certain she was pregnant with Dominic, so that was 14 years ago. Over 14 years ago.
How crazy is that?
Almost 15. He turns 15 this March.
Yeah.
So. That long ago. But
that fucking old, dude.
But I knew, well, first off, like I said, I've never done anything like that. And then shit like that, anything sexual, I know from watching people watching other people that had their jobs, and then all of a sudden they get one where like they had a improper thing going on at work, and then the husband found out about the woman doing that with someone at work, and then she claimed that it was. I was like, anything sexual, you just. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I usually don't even tempt with it. I'm like, but in that, I'm like, it's literally the exact same thing. I'm like, hold on a second here. I literally did nothing wrong that isn't being done.
Right.
I hate that shit.
No, can't be a hypocrite with that at all.
It does make sense if you don't think about it, though.
Damn right. It definitely makes sense. Well, boys, I think it's about time to wrap her up.
Friday, no Rio.
No
He's
Rio
going
Friday.
to Kids State.
Yep. That's right.
And then
Another kids museum? Are you going to...
I hope not. Well, I'll always check for toilet paper.
Okay,
first.
good.
Doesn't mean that other stuff can't arise. Like he sits down without looking in the toilet. It's
It
already
happens,
packed
man.
up.
You rush in.
Yeah.
And he flushes on accident, or he pops his ass up. And
So you
The
going
center
down
does
to Des Moines then, or what?
Yep.
Where is
yep.
it? Okay.
Back at the Wells this weekend.
Okay. Got it.
so I plan on. I didn't do it tonight. It's been a crazy week. You can try to do it if you want to, too. But I'm going to do a first-round mock draft.
Okay.
Kind of throw it. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Just throw together something that I'm going to throw together something that is like been like the consensus, what looks like the consensus 50. And if I think that, but it's only going to be inside of a first round.
Okay.
See what I come up with here.
Take a look.
Take a
right
stab at it.
Yeah. See what we got versus what these professionals have.
This one professional, I told him the dude is most, or maybe I told you, the most accurate. Is this Charlie guy, like by far actually, because they go by a point system. This Charles on WalterFootball.com. And he still has that Thibodeau going number one. Even with his kind of weird injury-plagued season. They still have him going number one. He still has him going number one.
He's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is when he's out there. The number two he had was very intriguing, though, which is Detroit. He hasn't taken a wide receiver. Drake London from USC.
This would be fucking hilarious.
That would be a Detroit Lions thing.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Did they hire Matt McMillan again? Remember him? 3 straight years,
Yeah,
4 straight
yeah.
years of wide
Oh,
receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be insane. But I can't put anything past them. Fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what they do. Well, right on. Yeah, let's start wrapping her up, boys. I think the biggest deal, we appreciate you guys for listening in. The podcast is available where, Jimmer?
Everywhere you listen to your podcast. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Facebook, and everywhere in between.
That's right, baby. Give us a rating, like, comment, the whole 9 yards. If you've got a story for us, it all goes down
In the DMs. You know it.
in the DMs, baby. So share some stories. Let us know what you got. We love telling stories on these episodes, too. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
I've been writing, I love